So the United Nations has published the list of delegates to the Global Warming Festival in Paris. It's astounding. Individual countries have 23,161 people there. The UN itself and intergovernmental organizations and non-governmental organizations, that's another 9,411 people. Add in 3,704 journalists, and that's a grand total of 36,276 people jetting to Paris, renting limos, renting luxury hotel rooms, going to fine French restaurants, all to save the planet from global warming. These people are doing you a favor, mister, so shut up and pay your carbon tax to cover the cost of their jet fuel bill. Oh, by the way, this is just a preliminary number. More people will come, says the UN. So what about Canada? Well, you'll be delighted to learn that we have 383 people attending. As the Vancouver province noted, that is more than Australia has. That's more than the United Kingdom has. That's more than the United States has combined. Oh, because we care so much, you see. I mean, how many people go to Paris for luxury junkets shows how much you care. That's why Justin Trudeau brought his family and one of their nannies, because he cares more than you do. Would you bring your wife and kids and nanny on a trip to Paris and then have the audacity to stick taxpayers to the bill? No? Well, that's because he cares more than you do. And it's 2015. Who are these 383 people? These saints, these public servants? Well, let's start with the most important people on the trip. The official photographers, there to memorialize just how much these politicians and bureaucrats care. I mean, if a global warming hero says something heroic, but it doesn't make the news, did it make a sound? What was the point? So here's Patrick Lachance, the official photographer for the Quebec delegation. Oh, and here's Sébastien Leban, another minister's photographer. Oh, and there's Kyle Sarovi, the photographer for Christy Clark, the BC Premier. But those are the dumb ones who put photographer next to their names, making it easy for critics like me. The smart ones, like Trudeau's personal photographer, Adam Scotty, they don't even list their titles. So that's four full-time photographers. I'm sure there's more. I mean, one Quebec politician even brought their webmaster, Émilie Fondanesh. Not because every young woman loves a trip to Paris with the boss, but because it's so important that when you're writing things on the government's website, that you do it from Paris instead of back home in Quebec. It's so important to be in Paris when you're typing on the website. So important that taxpayers pay for that trip. But if anything goes wrong for Émilie Fondanesh when she's trying to find a good internet connection at some bistro in Paris, she can ask Martin Derome, Quebec's information technician, who came, or check with Harold Fortin, the Quebec Premier's Director of Communications, or maybe Philippe Hibert, the communications counselor for Quebec, he's there too. Or Julianne Bosse, another communications counselor. Or Jean-François Normand, Quebec's public affairs director. Or Michel Saint-Jean, another communications director. Or maybe Gaétan Philippe Bollière, a Quebec press attaché. I'm going to stop now, because the 383 hacks and flacks on the list, it would take me all day to list them. I've just named a half dozen spin doctors for the Quebec delegation alone. And there are delegations from all provinces and territories and the feds, even opposition parties. I mean, to keep with the Quebec theme for a minute, there's Annick Bélanger, the Director of Communications for Quebec's provincial opposition. But why should I pick on Quebec? Here's Sidney Silver. He's from the Yukon. He's not the Premier. And he's not the opposition leader. He's the leader of the third party in the Yukon. What? Do you think he was going to miss out on a free trip to Paris? But why not? Here's David Kuhn, the leader and only member of the Green Party in New Brunswick. He's going. And why shouldn't he? Elizabeth May, the leader and only member of the federal Green Party, is going. Look, it's a pig out. Mayors are going. Mayors from Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. So why not the mayor of Huron-Kinloss? Population 7,000. Why can't he go? Oh, and these mayors have their staffs. Montreal's mayor, Denis Coderre, he's bringing his chief of staff, Denis Dolbec. Oh, and also his special advisor, Howard Liebman. I shouldn't just pick on Quebec. I mean, Shannon Phillips, Alberta's Minister of Environment, is obviously going to boast about her new tax on the oil sands. Oh, and she's bringing her chief of staff. Remember him, Brent Dancy, the former convicted violent criminal who served time in jail? I wonder if he'll be stopped at the border by French security. Now, they're pretty lax these days, aren't they? Oh, I noticed that Andrew Leach, the NDP academic who headed up their sham consultation that brought in a carbon tax, I noticed he's there too, named as an official representative of the Alberta government's carbon tax advisory. Isn't that funny? See, I thought their work was over, their report has been filed, but I guess if you can wring out just one more free trip to Paris on the public dime, why not? I mean, once you've sold yourself to the NDP, why not go all the way, right, Andrew? I'll stop now. I'm not going to list all 383 of them, but you see what's happening here? A few real decision makers, the Prime Minister, the Federal Environment Minister, and then a bunch of politicians preening for the cameras. There are thousands of cameras there, but they brought their own cameras in case that's not enough. 383 piggies at the trough. What? How are they there for a week each? What's the hotel bills, the airline ticket bills, the restaurant bills, the wine bills? I truly believe they will spend $100,000 on champagne and other wine while they're there. I mean, why would they show any restraint now? I mean, there are 9 bureaucrats and politicians coming from Nunavut. There are only 10,000 families in all of Nunavut, only 35,000 people. And they sent 9 very important people to Paris. Why? Why did they have to go? What did they have to do? Well, nothing, but be part of the party, I guess. What a great excuse to take a tax-funded junket to the City of Lights. I went to Expedia. The absolute cheapest flight from Nunavut to Paris is more than $6,000. Economy class, but who's kidding whom? Nothing about this is economy class. Business class tickets start at $9 grand each, plus hotels. The Nunavut delegation is probably spending close to $100 grand in airfare, probably the same amount in hotels, limos, restaurants, wine. For what? To preen for the cameras, to see their friends from the last convention and make plans for the next one. But is there something worse than politicians burning up your money to go to Paris? Well, yes, there is. Take Gregor Robertson, the mayor of Vancouver. He's going. Oh, and so is the acting mayor of Vancouver, which is sort of weird. And so is his chief of staff. But Robertson says, don't worry, taxpayers aren't paying the bill. The C40 Climate Leadership Group is. Oh, really? Who are they? Well, they're lobbyists. they're funded by banks like Citi and MasterCard, and by companies that sell green technology to mayors, like Siemens is one such company. So Siemens helped pay for Robertson's trip. I'm going to guess it's first class from Vancouver to Paris, and only the finest hotels and wines. And then, take a look at this. Siemens pitches, oh, let's see, what doesn't it pitch to governments like Gregor Robertson's in the name of fighting global warming? So there you have it. 383 piggies at the trough from every province and territory, from cities, provinces, and the feds, politicians, bureaucrats, and countless hangers-on who squeezed into the feeding frenzy. Oh, and photographers and a webmaster to capture the whole magic moment. Obviously, Trudeau's communications assistant, Kate Purchase, is there too. She's the Liberal insider who had Peter Mansbridge MC her fantasy wedding in Italy and had it recorded in a dreamy video love letter to herself. Maybe she'll post another dream video of her dream trip to Paris this year. And you know, it's just 360 days until next year's global warming meeting in Morocco. Wouldn't that be exciting? And so nice for all those politicians suffering in the cold in Nunavut. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.